Welcome to Feel It to Heal It, where we explore our inner world, our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions, and learn how to manage ourselves and our relationships in peaceful, purposeful, and powerful ways. You can find this show on the web at eqforpeace.org and on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more. Now here's the host of Feel It to Heal It, Matt Perelstein.
Hello. All right. This is one of my favorite topics. Not because I'm in love with anger, but I kind of am. I used to be so afraid of it, and I think that most people are scared to death of their own anger. They're afraid, which makes you afraid of yourself, which is a really bad thing. Which is a really bad thing. I saying that if you can get good at your business, especially your anger, I working with time done a ton of work and I've nearly as most incredibly powerful enhancing use prop. So let's talk about her main, shall we? So we're gonna do it as usual. We're gonna talk steps in your journey. Start off like what are you feeling right? You feel help on the screen. Identify your feelings. Here's some more help. What are you feeling? Not how are you feeling, but what are you? You can feel one at a time. Just tell yourself what get good and acceptance in what are you feeling, and is that make that okay with you, whatever it is. You can change it if you want to, but it is how it is. So let yourself know how it is, how you are going on inside of you this much, and to do it now. And if it's yucky, pass it on. Bottom line, don't pass it on. Trauma it down through since out it like you're doing a minute. So anger. It's, in my opinion, the most emotion, the most disrespected emotion, or so against it, because it can be scary, it can be awful, it can be, it can ruin lives, right? Quickly and permanently. It can ruin your career, it can ruin your relationships really quickly, by something you said or did or wrote. So be super careful about your anger. Get good at powerful, positive ways. There are cool ways of doing it, and there are lots of ways not to do it. And I'm sure you've experienced many of those. It's become one of the fastest growing disciplines in coaching, professional level, executive students, everybody. People don't know anger and they deal with it badly, trashes things. And so there's a good way to deal with it. Positive for you, be very, very negative. It's up to you. And that's an education issue. It's an education, not nothing else, not puppy because you're angry. Like this picture down in there about be careful with it. But anger emotion, according to Dr. Down Mentor, anger is always feel some other you feel anger. Anger might be real and might to the bottom with it properly out what else you were first. Feeling first. Aristotle said, anyone angry, that's easy, right? You've done it lots of times. You've seen the right time, not so easy. It is not educate ourselves and be aware of what we're doing. We can do it right. But he did say this is not easy. That's for darn sure. A lot of this stuff is simple, not easy. Simple, but not easy. It's not rocket science, but man, it's tough sometimes. It's tough to keep your mouth shut sometimes, or to convert inside of you how to respond rather than react. How to respond means little wisdom into it, then you respond. Not you didn't put any thought into it. It's purely emotional, and it's your what they call your animal brain, billion brain, just as we do. Not a good idea with anger. Not a good idea with anger. It's really not a good idea. Sometimes it is, but nothing. So we feel something first. So if you can fix the problem, the anger is not the problem. It's underneath that. That's the problem. Were you feeling misunderstood? Did you feel judged or unworthy? Did you feel fear? We just talked about that in the last episode. Did you feel fear or powerlessness? Especially guys, in my opinion, mistake fear for anger or anger for fear, and they go when it actually it was a whoa, whoa. There was a fear that happened real fast, right? Um, in example that I had to change this example in Asia, but in a lot of countries, somebody cuts you off, yeah, right, and you get this road rage going on. But first, just for a split second, you went, and then you went like that, right? And that part, that problem, that's the fear, that's the underlying emotion, that the initial reaction to it, and then we come out with this blah 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 coming out of us, and hand motions and all kind of stuff when we're trying to cut the person off, and that's all ugly stuff that happens because we felt fear first. So the anger's not the problem usually. Maybe it's unfulfilled desires. Maybe it's impatience. That's another big one. Impatience. I read here that impatient, angry, someone's blocking your way. Somebody's blocking, or something is blocking your way, and you get angry to deal with that. But it's not. This picture on the screen is that it's the tip of the iceberg. There's a whole bunch of things that ended: sad, frustrated, inadequate, anxious, belittled, manipulated, nervous, insecure, etc., etc. A lot of things happen before our anger, so check those out. Those are the real problem. Those are the real problem. We have, I should have put this later, but we have a whole curriculum on anger. It's called Life Without Anger, in fact, being taught in numerous schools around the world, and it's called Life Without Anger. I actually, if I had to do it over again, I would call it Life with Anger because we can't really do without anger. people believe you can. You live your entire life without anger. The fellow that originally wrote it, my original co-founder for our nonprofit, Dr. Dean Van Leuven, he didn't get angry very much. Pretty good at it, and he felt like he could do. Think I get that. I as much as I used to because I go feel feeling and the we work with one of our big partners in Nepal is called the nonprofit is called World Without Anger, and that's their goal is to teach the world emotional intelligence, which is, and more specifically, deal with our anger. And so we have pre on that. We have research paper can teach. First, they're not in class. They're pretty darn anger, which is pretty cool. So we got scientifically based research. Is the purpose? So ask yourself when you feel anxious of anger in the first place. What is the purpose? Anger, it fires you, right? It gives you lets you know that that things aren't going the way you want them to. Something's not going the way you want it to. Now you do something is yours, but it's your body letting you know, body giving you wonderful information on what's happening inside or around you. This is not a lot. It's a dread. A lot of times it make you strong, reduce your feel, and a lot of people end up getting addicted to it and getting addicted to that adrenaline rush. You become an adrenaline junkie, they call them, and they end up finding reasons to be angry all the time, lots of them, and that's may or may not be working for you. I'd suggest that that's not a great way to live. And it is really hard on your body because that means you got a bunch of anger in your body, which is becomes stress, which becomes, you're not breathing right. You're probably not sleeping right. Your heart going too fast. All kind of stuff going on in your body that is not real healthy. And after a while, your body starts breaking down and it becomes depression. According to Freud and many studies and Doc and others. The basis of depression is often anger plus powerlessness, but we'll get into that in a couple more episodes. So what's the purpose? Check out what's the purpose and ask your body, why are you angry? What are you trying to tell me? And then you get to decide what to do about it. How much anger are we born with? Well, not much, not much, unless I don't know, if you believe in reincarnation and you brought with it some of the lessons that you needed to learn, maybe you do have some. A lot of people, otherwise, physically, I don't think you're actually born with any anger. So all the stuff you are angry about now, you picked it up along the way, just like most of our emotions, right? We picked it up along the way. We decided to be angry in a way. We decided, and we then carry it around with us. So know that it's a nurture, not nature thing. You're not born with it, and so you don't have to carry it around. You don't have to. It's not in your DNA. It's not just who I am. It's not none of that stuff. It is something you decided, you picked up along the way, and you can put it down if you want to. You can let it go if you want to. I call it if we have anger is a very, very powerful tool. We keep it in our emotional toolbox, I call it. I keep my toolbox right here to my right over in front of me. And if I need to be angry, I go pick up my anger tool and say it, and then let it go. I put it back down. I don't have to walk around being angry all the time. I used to think that I did. Once I realized that how important my anger was, and for keeping my boundaries, and for getting myself to do things I don't want to do, and other people to do things to me that I didn't want them to do, I felt like I had to walk around with my fists up going, hey, no, you don't mess with me, right? And I was angry a lot of the time. Now, however, I go, you know what? I can be fine. I can be calm. I can be loving. I can be peaceful. And when something doesn't go the way I want, and I need that anger tool, I can pick it up and I can use it to maintain my boundaries and to get what I need to get done. And then I set it back down and go back to being peaceful and loving and calm. right? It's a beautiful thing. You need anger in your emotional toolbox, but you do not have to carry it around all the time in front of you and walk around with your fists up, kind of thing, being angry all the time. In the Bible, any person capable of angering you becomes your master. Oh, he can anger you only when you permit yourself to be disturbed by him. Epictic, Epictetus. I can't even say that. Anyway, it was in the Bible. And be angry and sin not. It says, Ephesians, be angry and sin not. Do not let the sun go down on your anger. Be angry and sin not. I love that. That means that's feel it to heal it, right? I can be angry and not hurt anybody. I can do what we call, what we allow is, if you need physical release for your anger, couch, bed, or pillow. Couch, bed, or pillow. That's all. Couch, bed, or pillow. That's all. All right. You don't hurt anybody and you don't hurt anything and you don't hurt yourself. You don't need to break stuff. Well, maybe sometimes you can break, but don't hurt yourself and don't hurt anyone else. In the United States, you don't have to go shoot anybody and you don't have to go shoot yourself. You don't have to go to your school and shoot a bunch of little kids because you're angry. You don't have to. Don't do it. You find a better way to deal with your anger. Okay. No one, remember, emotional responsibility. No one makes you angry. Nobody makes you angry. You make you angry and you can make you unangry. It's your thoughts. It's your feelings that are underneath the anger that makes you feel angry. No one made you feel angry. You did that by your thoughts and your decisions and your point of view. That's a very, very important part of this whole thing. It's you're in charge of you. Some people, and you got to let go of it. You got to let go of it. There's a difference between venting and complaining. Venting means you just be, and then you let it go and you just let it go. Some people are angry and then they're angry and then they're angry some more and they never let it go. And that's not healthy. It's not a good idea and it's not productive. So, so let it go. Let it go. Here's a cool quote. Holding on to your anger is like drinking poison and hoping the other person dies. That doesn't work because it hurts you. Most people don't know that you're angry at them, nor do they necessarily care. So it's up to you. You're carrying around the anger inside of you. Here's a beautiful statement. Breathe in. Know that anger is there. Breathe out. I know that anger is not me. Breathe in. I know that anger is unpleasant. Breathe out. I know this feeling will pass. Breathe in. I am calm. Breathe out. I am strong enough to take care of myself and my anger. That pretty? I like that. So awareness, acceptance, action, always for positive mental health. We are doing, find the awareness of your anger in your body, find it in your body, acknowledge it, ask what it's there for. What are you trying to tell me? Ask what's underneath it. This is you asking yourself what's underneath it. Ask yourself what thought preceded the anger. If I think you're doing this to me on purpose, I'm going to do it, right? If I change that thought to, well, maybe you're just having a bad day, maybe you didn't know, kind of thing, we may give someone a break. We can, what we call, spin it to win it, and we can adjust our thoughts. And then guess what? You're going to feel a lot better. Your thoughts, feelings, right? Listen to what your body's trying to tell you. Decide if you're going to do this or not. It wants to, want to get somebody. You decide to respond, not react, respond properly. So take some action, allow yourself to truly feel your feelings. Sometimes just be pissed off for a minute. And if you need to hit something, go right ahead. There's a couch, there's a bed, there's a pillows, go right ahead. But don't hurt anybody and don't hurt yourself. And then let it go. Let it go. Fill back up with some nice things and then let it go. All right. So respond, don't react to your emotions, to your anger, all your emotions, but respond, not react to your anger. Decide if and how you wish to respond. Check out 6seconds.org. They are the biggest EQ trainer in the world. They have the 6 seconds pause. That's how long it takes for your emotion to go and then settle back down again. Counting to 10 works really well if you release your anger as you're doing it. Practice not being angry in the the first place. Check out your thoughts, and you don't even get angry in the first place. But if you do, real quickly, become aware and accept them, and then decide how you're going to act or not act. A good idea a lot of times is to be quiet. Don't say anything. Find a safe person to vent with if you can. We call them a peace partner or a battle buddy. Find someone and vent with them. There's a thing called the empty chair exercise, where you put someone that you're mad at or you're upset with, and you put them in a chair, but they're not really there. It's just an empty chair. You imagine them in the chair. You're standing up, they're sitting down, and you say what you need to say, and say it at the intensity that you need to say it. And get it out of your body, get it out of your system. They're not going to hear it. You don't have to tell them ever. But once you get that system, get it out of your system, feel it to heal it, then maybe next time you see them, you can say it properly and nicely and gently. And what a lot of people suggest is you explain your anger, not express it. So you can go, that I didn't like when you did this, da 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 da. You explain it. You don't go, you son of a gun, you did da da da. You just explain it. I didn't like when you did that, kind of thing. Or so explain it, not express it, is another tool. So sum up, give yourself permission to feel. Again, another great book, Permission to Feel. Take responsibility. It's your anger. They didn't make you angry. You felt angry when they did this. You felt, you decided, you thought, you expected, you believed, you did that. You did that. They didn't do that to you. You did that. Stop and understand your anger. Decide if you want to do something with it or about it, and then act only with emotional intelligence. All right. So that's it for today. Next time, we're going to do sadness and grief, and then depression, guilt, and shame. And then we'll be done with the negatives, and we'll go up to the positives, joy, peace, and love, and then sum it all up. So thank you for joining. Good luck with your anger. Use it wisely.
You have been listening to Feel It to Heal It with your host, Matt Perelstein. Creating peace inside and around us with emotional intelligence, EQ. Remember that your thoughts and feelings matter more than you ever realized to guide your actions and create peace, purpose, and power in life. You can catch prior episodes on the web at eqforpeace.org and on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and more.